So where's our other troops? They're still fighting out in random areas. Where's our cavalry, actually? Okay, they're here. Okay, so they've stopped doing that, and that means that we can do this. Thus making 2 huge pockets of their divisions. So they're actually attacking me, but I'm not sure as to why they're actually winning, because that doesn't make any sense. I mean, they've got 16 soft attack, 52 soft attack against our better defenses. Okay, so it looks like they were just having a bit of a fluke. They might actually be able to... actually, no. I'm going to send them here. They might actually be able to remove themselves from the cutoff. However, it's not going to last forever, so that's good for us. I'm going to just take random territory that we can. Okay, so these guys have been successful in their defense, and I'm going to send them back in. Oh boy, where are you actually? Okay, you're here. I want you to do that. I want you to attack there, and I want these guys to attack here. And these guys are just going to stay in the defense, probably not taking that many casualties, which is good. They are also going to take... Whoa, who's actually out of supply? Okay, no one. These guys don't want to do that. Actually, I don't want you guys to do that. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find the area of the province that I need to click to make them stop attacking. Okay, so now they will. And they're trying to get to Cordoba, but I think our armor can get there first. These guys can attack the airfield. We've got something missing. Missing equipment production. Okay, so we do have some convoys that are starting to... Okay, no, we don't have enough for trade. Because we're also obviously exporting things, and we actually need to... switch our production of BT5s to BT7s. Because we've got the better version, obviously. And it still says we're missing equipment production. It says T28. So is the T28 like a heavy tank in this mod? Soviet armor. T28. Yeah, it looks like it's in the heavy armored. So it may be in our best interest to actually have a production line for that. It's only going to have 2 factories because we don't need any more. Then we can also light infantry equipment. Not sure what that is, but I guess we need it. And then A15 and R5T, that doesn't matter. Because it's only for air reinforcements that we don't really care about. Actually, we could have lend-leased some aircraft to the Republicans to have us get air experience for free. However, meh. Don't really care about that. So actually it looks like we have enemy air superiority. So yeah, we should have done that, but unfortunately we didn't. Tactics combat width. I'm not really sure. I mean, the combat width was actually increased by quite a bit, it seems, in Black Ice. Which is okay. I mean, probably it's more affected by the terrain. Is it, though? What affects combat width? I cannot see it. Because for some reason in this one, there's 210. Oh, right, it's because we're attacking from multiple flanks. So I guess the increase is much bigger in Black Ice from flank attacks than from than in the standard game, which is, I guess, fine. It's something that can be a good decision to put in the game. So I kind of like that. I'm not sure as to whether... Yeah, again, this one has 120. That's probably because of the terrain, though. So we've completed the Great Purge, which is obviously a focus that takes quite a long time to complete. And then we're going to need to choose between Enkevedeb Primacy and Rehabilitative Military. Now, Rehabilitative Military will give us land doctrine production, a research bonus, which is excellent. However, Enkevedeb divisions is supposed to give us a huge bonus to our reinforcement rate. Which I'm not sure if it is, because normally it actually shows up over here. Huh. Yeah, see, normally it actually shows that you're going to get a modifier which increases your organization regain rate. So just to be safe, Smierch. Okay, so the Smierch will reduce the, will remove the Trotskyite plot purged, which reduces national unity. So I guess rehabilitating military will be the safer option, because we want to get all these as quickly as possible, because this will remove the officers purged modifier, which reduces our organization by quite a lot. And then the research city and all these things are very useful as well, so we want that to be the case, to be available. Obviously, after completing the Great Purge to do Lessons of War, we need to actually have a war, which is not going to be too hard. I'm going to make sure that we're going to have a small, easy war to have that be available to be completed. This is Mount. Oh no, this is actually hills. Okay. So all of our infantry division, or rather all of our divisions in combat, they're getting some very nice experience. In fact, the Proletarian division is up to 4.5 levels, and the Mechanized Corps over here, the 45th, is up to pretty much 4th level, as well as the other Mechanized Corps, the 7th. Which is obviously great, because the reason they're getting so much experience is because the nationalist units are lacking in anti-tank weapons, and since they're lacking in anti-tank weapons, our troops are taking basically minimal casualties, which means that they're going to be easily able to gain experience. So we're going to have that be reinforced soon enough. And we're going to need to help out our men over here. Unfortunately, they're going to attack through a river, which is not that great. Konev so far doesn't seem to have developed any traits, which is unfortunate. I would have liked him to get Mountaineer or Hills Fighter a little bit, but unfortunately it looks like he wasn't able to get that. Now this is an attack into a hill across a river, which means that we get minus 21% for hills and minus 23% for river crossing, which is not that good at all. So I'm going to leave my Republican allies to take care of that, and I'm going to move my tanks back onto the southern front. And then I'm going to actually move the cavalry over here as well. Now, obviously, our mountain divisions are going to be performing fairly well in hills. Actually, they have a movement malice in hills, which is okay. I don't think it makes any sense. It's probably because of the anti-tank. That's the only thing I'm guessing that could reduce the movement. And well, it's just oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's probably the anti-tank. Hills movement minus 1%. The support mountain artillery doesn't reduce that, thankfully. Cavalry recon, engineers perhaps? No. Oh right, the headquarters. The headquarters reduces that movement by quite a lot, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna have to deal with that. So there is a garrison over here in Malaga protecting the city, and so our attacks are not going to be too effective. So we're going to move in and surround Malaga anyway. So we have the option to go here and surround the Suwon Militia Division as well. We're going to attack it. Hopefully our troops are going to get there before the units are defeated. Okay, good. So they're going to get overrun and be destroyed fairly easily. So we can actually speed it up a little bit. Our Proletarian Division has finished its work up here. So I'm going to send it south to help out the rest of our army. And now we can finally get a battle plan going, because we don't really need to make maneuver warfare. This is going to be pretty static right now. So having that be the plan is going to give us planning bonus over time. Obviously we have the Green Army Command modifier, which means that our planning speed is going to be lower, but meh, don't really care. So it looks like they're attacking Malaga. We're going to try to help. Hopefully that's going to be good for our allies. So we have actually the ability to modify our government a little bit. Perhaps we can get a partial mobilization, which out of all these perhaps is going to be the most important one. Actually, perhaps some
research is going to be good. Definitely Shaposhnikov over here, the military theorist for the land doctrine, is going to be good. But Zhukov is even better because of the mass assault doctrine being available for him. So we need to complete positive heroism for that, which is going to be over here. Now there is actually a choice between positive heroism, which gives us a research slot, and collectivist propaganda, which also gives us rubber, which is great, infrastructure, which is fine, construction speed, which is excellent. Women in the country are allowed to become military pilots, so that's probably going to reduce our manpower that our Air Force takes, which is good, but it's not that great. And also it gives us more recruitable population. However, over here where socialist science gives us much more recruitable population. And then this also gives us some research things, and it also gives us the ability to do kamikaze strike, which is really overpowered, unless they change it in Black Ice. So yeah, that's better. The positive heroism is much better than the collectivist propaganda. So that's going to be what we're going to do. So we're going to hold off on that. Doesn't look like we've got any restrictions on design bureaus. In terms of army command, we don't need army command yet because we're not yet in a big war. In terms of political advisors, though, I like Nikolai Vaznesensky over here, Mr. Weird name, because he's going to give us some reduction in terms of civilian factory construction speed. What really pisses me off is that we don't have any war industrialists to reduce our, obviously, military factory construction speed, which would be very useful, but unfortunately we don't have that. So we're going to take the captain of industry as our first advisor. So let's start making some offensives over here. As you can see from our planning speed, we're getting, for our planning bonus, we already have 20%. And I'm going to leave the tanks moving in that area. I'm going to leave the mountain infantry staying to cover the front. And then I'm going to make a... looks like Sevilla over here is actually the capital. So maybe if we actually take it, the war is going to be over. So let's try an assault on the capital. It's going to be fairly easy to take them out because it's only garrison and militia divisions that Japan sent. And I'm going to reduce our committed troops because I don't want all of our men moving into the city. I want them to stay on their front lines. So we've taken it, and we're going to wait until 2400 hours because, yep, it's going to finish. Great. So that's going to mean that our troops are going to be coming back home with a lot of experience. And we've also gained 90 army experience. In fact, that's a lot of army experience. So that's the end of the Spanish Civil War, and that's great. And having all that army experience means that we can change our army divisions a little bit. Now, I want to change our mechanized corps a little bit. But actually, perhaps, if I look at our army, I can see that our infantry divisions are the ones that are the most under strength. And so what I would perhaps be better off doing is just modify our infantry divisions and organize them all around one type. For example, over here it's got 20.1 combat width, which is not good, because that would mean that essentially when it goes into battle, there's more of a chance that it's an uneven number, because obviously 0.1 is a very weird number to have, and obviously sometimes the combat width works in multiples of 20, but it looks like in Black Ice it's a little bit different, so it's maybe not that important. Now, still, we're going to look into modifying our infantry. Now, I'm not sure as to how much combat width it takes, so only 2. Light infantry units take... How much combat width do they take? 0? Really? No, they take as much as infantry. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. So they take as much as infantry. NKVD also takes as much as infantry. So... Wait, what does NKVD do? Fort defense and urban defense. Okay. Our
artillery obviously takes more. Anti-tank takes less. So we should probably get anti-tank. Actually, we've got support anti-tank, so we don't need actual anti-tank units. I feel like light infantry should take less than normal infantry, so what is the actual difference? So they have less defense and less HP, so they're going to be fairly easy to take out. And they also cost more to build, for whatever reason, but they have a lot more soft attack, a lot more breakthrough, and a lot more, well, not a lot more, but a decent amount more of movement and attack in certain areas. So perhaps some light infantry divisions would be pretty good for certain types of terrain, such as Finland, since they have more breakthrough. Yeah, I'm going to think about that. They have more breakthrough and they have more movement in marshes and forests and the likes. So yeah, they're actually going to be really good for Finland. Because this entire division has how much attack in, for example, forests? This is jungle. This is forest. Plus 3.7%. So if I replaced everything with light infantry... Oh, I wish I could do it in bulk. And light infantry doesn't seem to actually be compatible with light armor because it's changed our light armor template to a... Oh yeah, right, because it's technically not possible to have light armor in this type of... it's really weird. Okay, so... it's going to have plus 11 attack in forests, which is obviously very good. Plus 11 attacks in mountains as well. And in hills, plus 13, in urban, plus 21. So they're going to be pretty good at being sort of specialized attack divisions in certain terrain. Actually, there's a lot of urban attack for normal infantry divisions as well. Okay, so I see the usage of that. But we don't need that yet, which is okay. Mechanized Corps and Mechanized Brigade. Now, Mechanized Corps is actually kind of fine, honestly. It seems to have done fairly well. We could add some support artillery to it. Do we have the artillery required for that? No, we don't. It's mostly about just what we can get in terms of equipment that we have. Recon Company would require horse artillery, transport, artillery, infantry equipment, and support equipment. So we would have both a normal Recon Company and a motorcycle Recon Company. I'm not sure if that actually stacks with each other, because it doesn't talk about the reconnaissance. Oh, actually, it would. Okay. In fact, the normal Recon Company has a lot more reconnaissance than the motorcycle one. Okay, so it will require more infantry equipment, which we do have quite a lot in storage. And it will require more manpower, which we do have quite a lot in general. And it will require more support equipment, but we can do that. So I'm going to modify it that way. Support anti-tank, I don't think we have a lot of anti-tank guns. No, we don't. So we're not going to do that. Heavy anti-tank. We could do heavy anti-tank. We do have some in storage. And it would require 6. So we could outfit quite a lot of divisions with that. It would reduce our movement by quite a bit in certain good parts. For example, amphibious attack is going to be lowered. And river attack, most importantly, is going to be lowered. However, the other ones are not terrains where I want my armor to be in at all. So that's going to be fine. Heavy anti-tank is in. And then field hospitals, those are in. We're probably going to need transport vehicles, but yeah, we're going to get that underway eventually. Cavalry Recon Company, that's going to increase reconnaissance by 1 once more, and it's going to increase our movement in rivers and hills and the likes, so 44.3, and if we don't have that... Oh yeah, that's great. That is amazing. That is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to want that to be the case. And then, how about, why is motorized medium artillery a support? Okay, so here support artillery is also distinguished between motorized and normal one. Okay, I see, said the blind man. Support medium artillery, in fact, would reduce maximum speed, right? Wait, no. It would not. So I'm guessing there's different statistics for it? This is just confusing. Okay, I'm guessing it would just change the statistics because it doesn't reduce the maximum speed, because obviously support companies don't reduce maximum speed. But perhaps this is better in certain terrain types? Oh no, this has actually just got a lot more soft attack. Oh. Actually, no. 57, 5.6, 57, 5.6, free 15.4, free 15.4. So I'm guessing it's just that the movement is slightly different. Perhaps it's a roleplay aspect. It's got 0.2 HP, 0.2 HP minus 0.4 armor, 0.4 piercing, 1.4 weight. So the stats are identical, except this one requires horse artillery transport, and this one requires heavy truck equipment. So I'm guessing it's just about which one you want to produce. Okay. I don't think any of these are needed right now. I'm going to put engineers in there with the flamethrowers once I have that be available. So there's our mechanized corps. Wait, did I save it? I hope I saved it. Yes, I did. Good. Phew. Then we're going to have NKVD divisions are fine. Fortified regions are fine. Cavalry divisions. They have amphibious tanks. For what reason? I do not know. They're gonna stay that way for now. The cavalry divisions seem to be fine. So the do we even have any semi-motorized divisions? It doesn't say. Can I? No, I cannot. How does this work anyway? I don't even know. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, so this one is a semi-motorized. That's very weird. This one is faster. Why would the semi-motorized be faster than the motorized? That does not make any sense. Okay, so I'm guessing this one is just a stat difference. And honestly, the motorized infantry is not that much better. So I'm just going to leave it that way. No, don't. Would there be a difference with tech later on? Cavalry soft attack, motorized infantry soft attack. Does that include semi-motorized? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so it looks like semi-motorized is good for its cost, but it doesn't get any bonuses. So no. Well, it does get him from things like this. No, it just doesn't. So it doesn't get any bonuses. Okay. So I want to switch all my semi-motorized to actual motorized. And finding them is going to be hard. The only thing I've got to distinguish them is between the counters, so I'm going to have to do some work with that. So the motorized division, okay. What combat width do they have? 16.1. I feel like it can be a little bit bigger. But if I change it... Soviet light tank, Soviet T-28 tank. It's going to change it. Okay, so I would need to add a Soviet light tank over here. So we have the same amount of light tanks be required. And that's going to increase our motorized infantry count, which is going to reduce our maximum speed. Why? Why would this reduce the maximum speed? There's no... This would increase it. And now it doesn't? What? Okay. I'm not sure as to how the calculations for that are made, but that's fine. We're going to add BTs. Oh, that's 22.1. That's a shitty number. Let's remove that. So it's going to have the same amount of motorized infantry, but it's also going to require BTs, which we have 0 in storage. But we're going to be producing quite a lot of them. And that should increase our stats by quite a bit as well. Yeah, it does. Especially breakthrough, which is what we want. And also armor, which is going to be great. And then later on, BTs should be upgraded into T-34s. Okay.